know if Serrano necessarily got robbed because I don't think the headbutts were intentional, but I did see her dominating.
She got robbed just because she won in terms, like, boxing is a points match, and if you score more points, in theory, you should win.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. It was on Netflix. It was this past weekend. We watched it. A lot of things happened that were dope, man. From the pre-fight slap to so many numbers that they crashed the server.
Oh, did they?
I heard that's what Jake Paul said, but I did see.
I believe it because, like, my Netflix feed. I mean, it wasn't as sharp as it normally is.
What was it doing? Was it like buffering?
It was at times buffering, not too much buffering, but just like the clarity of the video would sometimes go in and out. And I attributed that to there's probably too many people trying to watch this fight, but that's all. It was nothing. It wasn't a big deal.
They said 75,000 people in the building, which I was like, is that right? I'm like, it's Jerry's World.
They fit more than that.
Yeah, but because in my mind I'm like 75,000, but I'm thinking football games, but the field takes up a big part. When you only got a ring, you know what I'm saying? You can fit more people. But no, they said that was the second. Canelo, I think, had higher numbers at that stadium. So, but I'm like 75,000 people in one building for Jake Paul. That's huge, bro. Like, it was good to see Mike Tyson come out to the ring. It was good to see like a lot of the nostalgia clips. Wasn't good seeing his ass. That was a while. I didn't watch the night of. I fell asleep. I'm washed, y'all. But I woke up the first thing the next morning. Didn't look at my phone. I didn't want nothing to be ruined. Didn't look at nothing. Didn't even grab like my tablet. Nothing. Just came, put it, and that was, I thought, was the dopest feature that Netflix was able to start it from where I left off the night.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Netflix in a second. But I saw that second with that clip with Mike Tyson talking to his son. Then just decides to walk away, and the cameraman shows him.
Wait, so that was his son?
Yeah.
So his son is does interviews or something?
I guess the Netflix hired him to be part of their.
Because I was team. Like, so when I first saw it, and he said "I love you," kissed him, and walked away. So I'm like, oh, that must be his son.
Yeah. But
then the second time I seen the full interview. So this dude is a reporter. So I thought it was a reporter. I didn't know.
So I believe Netflix hired him to kind of get like the inside reporting on.
Okay, that makes sense. Like Mike kissed him and then said, "I love you." Yeah. So that's why I assumed it was his son. Yeah. But then once I seen it for the second time, the full thing, I'm like, that can't be his son. What the hell's going on?
No, I believe Netflix. Shout out to Netflix too, hiring Rosie Perez. They had Roy Jones.
Cedric.
Which I didn't hear Cedric say anything necessarily. I mean, he was like, I guess, going to be funny.
It wasn't that funny, but...
He wasn't, right? Yeah. I felt like he was off a little bit. Like, maybe Cedric was, like, having too much of a good time. He wasn't even there at the last segment that they had afterwards. Now, who's the other dude? Messed up his name. The light-skinned dude that was, he had glasses on. It wasn't the... Roy Jones did the play-by-play.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Right, is it?
No, it's not.
I can't remember his name right
Andre
Ward. Yeah. That's what it was. No disrespect to Andre Ward, man. Because he's good at what he does, actually, in terms of obviously.
I damn sure would have called him Winky too. When I first said, "Oh, is that Winky?" No, I don't know his name, but Winky came to my mind for some reason.
Did he beat Winky? If I'm not mistaken,
I'm not sure.
At the same time,
I don't know.
But no disrespect, Andre. You definitely. Andre Ward retired early, right? I think that was the thing with him. So he would have had definitely a way longer reign. But no, shout out to. Andre Ward, shout out to everybody. I think Netflix too. They had to like hire like HBO's team or Showtime's team because it was professional, and I've never seen them put on a fighting event like that before. So it was like they knew the right. They were showing too much actually. Like they would Shorty's eye.
Yeah, and they had like the good camera on the eye,
right
like
there.
You seen like the blood and like slow, like it was like,
crazy. Pulsating from Amanda Serrano.
Like yo,
I was like sometimes I watch UFC with my girl and like someone will catch a cut and it's dripping the whole fight. And she's like, I can't watch it.
Nah, but this one was different.
Yeah,
like that.
I was like, I can't watch it. I was like, yo, you going a little too far.
Like the 4K camera up in there.
Her shit was flapping in the wind. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. Who did she fight? Thomas or something like that?
Amy, right? No, Amy something. But they shout out to both them women. But Serrano got robbed.
I think Taylor.
Taylor. That
was fire. Yeah, and Taylor won. I don't know if Serrano necessarily got robbed because I don't think the headbutts were intentional, but I did see her dominating.
She got robbed just because she won in terms, like, boxing is a points match, and if you score more points, in theory, you should win. She did not win because of the, what we say all the time. If you're going up against the champ, you can't let the judges, you can't let it get to the judge, because it was a close fight nonetheless. And in any close fight, you need to be able to knock the champ out. If you
at least dominate in a way that they look like they're being bribed.
Right. But it was a close fight. Yeah. I thought she won, but it was still close.
Exactly.
And so in that case, and she even said it in the post fight. Like, I knew if it was going to the scorecards that
wasn't gonna be in her favor. Yeah.
So, hey.
I don't know the names of the fighters that fought before them, but the Hispanic brothers that fought before them,
that was a good fight.
That was a great fight too, man. So that's what I will say about too. Like Tyson, Jake Paul wasn't the greatest of fights, but Jake Paul and what I hear about his events, because I don't catch a lot of them. Netflix made it the most accessible, but what I do hear about his events is that the undercards are entertaining. And he pays them very well.
This is the third one I watched. I mean, I have no complaints.
Yeah, no, and he's definitely great. He's big on fighter pay. He's big on giving these people exposure. Like Serrano said it 3 times. I'm on Netflix. Like the whole world is watching me. So shout out to everyone that was on that card. Mike, shout out to Mike. He didn't get the dub, but he lasted 8 rounds. And as someone who's significantly younger than Mike, it is very inspiring to see the physical ability to do what he does, and I have no excuse to skip the gym today. If Mike was making it, I can make it. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, shout out to Jake Paul. I don't think this was the most challenging fight. It definitely is probably more of a personal achievement for him to say that he's done it. But you did it, bro, and you got the world to watch. You filled Jerry's world.
I respect him and his brother's hustle like big time, man. Like big time. Who would have thought?
Took it from YouTube to what they're doing now, and they are great at WWE.
They're good. Like it's not, that a lot of people still don't want to give it up, but it's not a fluke. Like you put the work in. Mm-hmm. It don't matter how you started. What matters is the work that you continually put in, day in and day out.
I truly believe that Logan Paul fought Mayweather because Mayweather thought he was Jake Paul. Like to this day, I don't think he knew who Logan Paul was.
Wait, Logan fought Floyd? It was Logan? It wasn't...
The only thing I would say is maybe Jake is too big. That Mayweather was like, I can't do that. But I kind of think he thought he was fighting the guy who knocked Nate Robinson out.
That's what I didn't even know. Because I thought Logan was strictly in WWE.
No, Logan's the one who fought Mayweather.
I didn't know that. I thought that was Jake. So Logan would also train boxing?
He was kind of getting into it a little. I think he was into it first. And then Jake was like, oh, I'm really good at this. And Jake took it full time. Whereas Logan, he podcasts, he does other things.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So wow. I don't want to say that about like, because people are trying to call Mayweather like he's stupid or something like that. I do think just we didn't know the difference between the two brothers.
I did it.
They weren't famous to us. So yeah. So I think that's how Logan took that, turned it into WWE, turned it into Prime. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is crazy. Like, he owns that company, so it's just like he did knock his brother's hat off in his moment with his. I'm like, yo, I'll be something like, bro, you got shine on my moment.
Keep spraying
it. Give me this damn can, man. But no, I do like that. I didn't even know Logan was gonna be there, so I do like.
I figured he was. I mean,
they show love to each other. He like, I ain't gonna give you a prime spot on the ring and give you free advertising. Y'all a $1 billion company, but I will, come out, walk me out to the ring, come out to it. And they came out with the was it Feeling in the Air Tonight?
Mm-hmm.
That was a dope song. So definitely a dope event. It honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I admit, I don't know why. I was emotional watching both of them come out. I was emotional watching Jay because I'm like, yo, from YouTube to this, like crowd being driven out, your brother next to you, like that's fire. And I got emotional watching Mike because Mike had no entourage.
Yeah, he just came out. That one felt a little. It's just like, I mean,
but it shows you the arc of life. Like you ride, just like Don King, the whole entourage would always be there. Now you just a man by himself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a microcosm of life in the sense where it's like it could all start out one way, not end the way you wanted to, but you still control your destiny. And what I like what he said is, I didn't need to impress anybody with this. I did this to impress me, and that's still with me. So a lot of talk now that Netflix is going to try to acquire UFC, which I would love. That
can't happen.
I would love. There's a lot of chatter going on about that they might. What I think they are going to do is they're going to run the price up. They're going to start a bidding war. ESPN's not letting UFC go. There's no way. They got Disney money. There's no way UFC. But what Netflix is going to do is cause a bidding war, and that price is going to go up. And I seen a guy from PFL. He was talking about it because I watch like Yahoo Finance. He was like, "Yo, we're number 2, so we get the windfall from whatever So whoever can't get that, they're gonna try to come get PFL." So he's like, "Yo, we popping champagne when that deal gets made." But the UFC ESPN deal is up in 2025, so they have to start.
Oh,
yeah, that's why they say
that
Netflix,
shit is gonna be massive.
That's why they say Netflix might they making a play for it.
Okay, I could definitely see that now because this was their they're showing what we can do.
Exactly. And what I loved, I said it before, the feature of I fall asleep during these fights. John Jones fought last night. I couldn't stay up for it. If I know I could wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning,
can't do what Netflix can.
That's what I'm saying. In terms of it's in your house already. It's already in your life. You're kind of you know how easy it was. I ain't gonna front. It's pretty easy for when we order fights and we watch pay-per-view fights to get to them. But it's a lot of buttons to press. You know how easy it was just turn on Netflix. It was right there. The thing that they were showing me right on the screen. Like make it less buttons than I have to hit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's dangerous if they could get it. If like I said, if it ain't nothing like
that's good. I didn't think about that.
I don't know how financially though, because UFC makes a lot of money off of pay-per-views. So does that money not go to UFC? Does that money go to like
right? ESPN? They would have to, yeah. So
are they gonna which? If it was reasonable,
because if it was Netflix, it's not going to be pay-per-view. That wouldn't make any sense.
Or they might do a thing where it's like pay $15 extra and now you can see the fight. That's the only way I can see where they're getting it. But in like, I'm not gonna pay $60 extra and my Netflix fee. Like now, I feel like that's stupid.
Yeah, that'll be, I guess.
But that's what ESPN was doing because you have to pay for ESPN Plus as a regular subscriction, and then you still have to order the fight.
Right, at full price.
Yeah, so maybe if they do come to Netflix, that might.
Yeah, I felt like
It's just gonna be on a platform right there already that you use, nice and accessible. But if they can lower that price too, it's over. Right. it's a wrap, bro. I'm loving that, bro. My biggest issue is I can't stay up for them fights. I fall asleep. So if I can wake up and finish them, we winning. Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy holding it down for the Perfect Talk podcast, man. Thank you so much for checking out this short clip. If you like what you see, go check out the full episodes right there. Also hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, hop in the comments, baby.